Hi, this is Erin Lauber from SlideRabbit, popping on again to show you some more quick tips in Google Slides. Today I have some hidden delights for you, specifically related to table formatting. And these are things that I enjoy that we can do in Google Slides that we can't do in PowerPoint. You know, there's a lot that we can't do in Google Slides that we can do in PowerPoint. So I like to point out the good things, right? So the first thing that I wanted to show you is that rows and columns within a table can snap to guides in Google Slides. So here I'm grabbing the rows in my table and I can choose which guides I want them to snap to. And you can see it's got that smart guide, just similar to what we would have in PowerPoint, right? Showing that we're snapping, it turns red, right? So that can be really useful if we're needing to, align to a custom grid as we often do. Same thing with columns. I'm selecting the column and pulling it over to my closest guide, and it's turning red to show me that it's snapped to it. So that's kind of a useful tool, right? Let me turn off those guides and we'll go on to the next tip. So border formatting, table formatting tools are completely different in Google Slides. We don't have a ribbon, so all of the tools live within the table itself. So if I select every cell in this table, you'll see it turns blue and it has this little caret that pops up. And if I click that, it's a little pop-up that shows me, lets me select, this looks kind of similar to PowerPoint, right? We can select all of the outer borders, the inner borders, the middles, the sides, whatever we need. So if I click on the middle, you see it's going to grab all of the middle borders throughout, and I can use the same border color, border weight tools that I use for any other shape. So I'll change those to pink for fun and pump them up to a 3-point. So now we have this really wild table. But you can also, besides selecting the whole table and using that caret, you can also get that caret on any cell in the table or any combination of cells in the table, right? If I want to just edit this column, it gets its own caret and we can select it in the same way. It doesn't have a middle, so that one didn't work, but we go to the side, that one works. Same thing, so any cell has its own caret. Say I want to make this one extra crazy, that one's green. Easy, right? So if you don't like this little caret situation, or you just have one cell at a time that you want to edit, then you might like this tip even better. You can actually click directly on every border in a table in Google Slides. This we definitely can't do in PowerPoint. It would be really nice sometimes. I mean, there's that little pencil guide that you can use in PowerPoint, but that's a little bit, to me, annoying. So we can click directly on every line in this table as though it was just a regular shape line. And I'm selecting multiple borders by holding Shift on my keyboard and clicking again. So I really like that feature. So if we wanted to change, just let's say this column to be pink, I'm going to hold down and select each one of these. I'm holding down Shift. And then I go to my same border color tool, click the pink, and click a different weight, and there you go. So I hope that was helpful for you as you get used to Google Slides. I know it's a learning, it's a learning curve, but we're here to help you figure it out. Thanks a lot for watching.